Dr. Murphy with the Culture Cruise on this very day when President Trump is being inaugurated. Now, I just happen to think that God works through everyone. Graphic artists, photographers, writers, reviewers, you name it. And we get to learn about our human condition, both the brighter side of the spectra, I call our human spirit, and the darker side, I call our human nature. Those are the anxieties, fears, misunderstandings, everything we're born with genetically, honestly. All right, cancel culture gets canceled. The election of Donald Trump expressed widespread frustration with the censorious methods of progressives, but conservatives have a cancellation problem too. Oh, absolutely. Censorship happens everywhere. Cultural winds that prevailed for a decade or more are now shifting. That's good news. Censorship does not help anyone, in my opinion. Trump's restoration was delivered by voters tired of being told that their unfashionable opinions made them not just wrong, but bad. Yeah, this is people judging others. And like I like to say, let's leave the judgment to the God who made us all. The extraordinary defenses of the Getty Museum against the LA fires. Oh man, crazy stuff out there. Our youngest Michelle is coming home from LA, and the devastation is mind-boggling, but there are these miraculous saves, I guess you could say. How the most violent game in NFL history made me a superfan. I like this. When the Bears beat the Raiders in 1984, the brutality was the point. Yeah. Did I want to hold my child? For a year after my son was born, I struggled with postpartum depression. Then one morning in a London hotel room, the fog began to lift. Folks, I think this is mislabeled as postpartum depression. What this is grief. Women who give birth are grieving the loss of their freedom. They're grieving the loss of bodies they once had. They're grieving the loss of a lot of stuff. This is not depression, in my opinion. Above Versailles, the Palace of Versailles. In a new age of empire, great powers aim to carve up the planet. Well, we've been seeing this story since the ancients. After World War II, nations pledged to create a more equal and law-abiding world. Now Russia, China, and the U.S. are returning to an older model in which powerful countries impose their will. But this trend won't last indefinitely either. My Venter friend, who's also a doctor, says it's okay to keep drinking. I'm a doctor, and I tell my patients, or I used to when I was practicing, eat, drink what you want, okay? I don't want a risk-free life. And I like desserts and sunshine, too. This is by Joel Stein, an elderly journalist who's done a wonderful thing. Yeah, no. Who wants a risk-free life? And then I like obituaries because the way God has built us all is that when we celebrate the lives and works of people, I don't care if they're famous or not, and I've attended more memorial services than any living physician I know, it's all goodness. There's only one exception in the thousands I've attended, but it's all those who love the deceased reflecting on the goodness of that child of God. So this one, Marie Wynn, her most famous subject, Pale Male, a hawk whose eviction from a luxury apartment building inspired protests. I remember that story. It was good. Then finally, Charles Handy, management expert who predicted modern trends. A best-selling author foresaw the rise of remote work and the decline of corporate lifers. But I can bet that at his memorial service, when family and friends spoke to this lovely man, loving man, they didn't highlight his achievements as a professional. They highlighted what good he did to his family and to his friends. That's what I hear over any memorial service.